Oh, wow. It's just me. Oh, wow. Well, hello, everyone. Hey, how y'all doing? What up? Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. Today I've got some iced coffee. It is a beautiful caramel coconut situation. And I'm here. We're talking Love Island USA, baby. And by we, I mean I'm talking Love Island USA, baby. Yes, God. We've got episode 10 to dive into today. Everybody's busy this weekend. It is a busy weekend here at the Cup. So I am going to run through these bombshells because, baby, these bombshells came in and bombshelled the fuck out of this villa. Thank you. Thank you. First and foremost to these bombshells, thank you. Because y'all came in and y'all did exactly what we've been asking for some bombshells to do. So thank you very much. I'm very excited to talk about this episode. I think this was a great episode of television. I think this was a fantastic episode of Love Island. I'm very excited to dive into it. Before I do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things competitive reality TV. Jesus, why did I say TV like that? Whoa. Yes, we're here with Love Island USA. We are covering Love Island USA 5 times a week here on the channel with Soul Ties Live. I'm up here in Soul Ties just by myself today, just, chilling. But we're here 5 times a week with Soul Ties Live, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2:10 Eastern-ish, and Friday and Saturday at 6:10 Eastern-ish, talking all things Love Island USA. So come join us live every week. We will be here. We will be talking about Love Island USA. And make sure to join us as well twice a week for No Invite Needed Live, talking all things Love Island UK Series 12. That'll be Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're doing the double dose of Love Island right now with USA and UK. And we've got so many other phenomenal shows here at the Cup TV that we are covering. We are on a mission to get 1,000 new subscribers here by the end of the year. Your support here means the world to us. We're trying to get 1,000 new subscribers across all of our channels as well by the end of the year. So you can check out the description below for the links to all 4 of our channels, as well as our audio podcast links, our other channels, our Patreon, our social media, where you can follow me, where you can follow Lana. She's off doing some birthday things, and everything in between. So stay tuned for more content, all that lovely stuff. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to just dive into this lovely, wonderful situation here with our Love Islanders. This episode was very fun because finally, pressure was put on the Islanders. I loved every bit of it. I loved every single bit of it. We are now in the fallout from the leather and lace party. I was very upset that we didn't get to see more Ariana Madix personally, but that's just me. But yes, we've got all of our Islanders, all 15 people in the villa at once. Damn. I love it. I say as many people in the villa as possible. I love all of it. I love all of the intermingling, all of the everything now. But we have our 3 bombshells that just came in last episode. We have Iris, Pepe, and Jalen as our new Islanders coming in, making a splash, doing their thing, doing what bombshells do, really coming in and just bombshelling the hell out of this episode, and I loved every single bit of it. I really did. I thought they just did what needed to be done here. They really shook up every single couple in the villa. No couple was unturned. No couple was safe. Really, honestly. Like, I guess I can just get it out of the way. There's the only situation that is still kind of untouched by this trio, really, is the Ace, Shelley, and Austin love triangle. The way that Ace speaks about Shelley just pisses me off still. The way that he said that there is no love triangle because she knows where to come home at the end of the day. Sir, you do not own this woman. You are not in a couple with this woman. You are not dating this woman. I cannot stand Ace. I think he is obnoxious. I think he is a disgrace. It gave me the ick. It gave me the ick. Oh God. Like, she knows where to come home to? Baby, y'all aren't even sharing a bed yet. Oh, Shelley. Wee woo. I don't even think it's worth it at this point because, they had their yoga date. She's entranced. She wants both of them, but in reality, I think she just wants Ace. That's where I'm gonna leave it. And then we get the Hutta situation. I genuinely have never in my life been maybe I have a few times, but it has been a very long time since I have genuinely just been disgusted by the actions and the demeanor of a contestant on a reality show. You mean to tell me, Hutta, you mean to tell me that you're going to put this man through all of this shit this week? You're going to emotionally put him through the ringer, then tell him you have kids, not give him the opportunity to actually process that information, and then tell him he's not doing enough for you. And then complain to everyone else in the villa that he's not doing enough for you. Girl, be so fucking for real. No. That bitch can go now. That bitch needs to go now. That bitch needs to get the fuck out now. She is a disgrace to this show. I'm over it. No. Disgusting behavior. Absolutely disgusting behavior. Yeah, his pancakes may not have been cooked all the way through, but he's still putting in work for you. And the way you went around crying like a fucking baby, looking like your 4-year-old daughter, crying more than she probably does now. No. Jeremiah, we don't fuck with you either because we know you're just here to play the game. But baby, if you're here to play the game, you could go play the game with somebody else in that villa. You got better options, baby. Go find them. HUD ain't the one. No. 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 Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No. But let's talk about our bombshells and what we've got going on with our bombshells, starting with Pepe. I love Pepe. I think his energy coming into the villa is so fun. I really like getting to know him. He retired from pro basketball, and then started an after school program for children. I loved getting to know a little bit more about his story throughout this episode. I find him very entertaining so far, and very, very, very nice to look at. But we've got 3 immediate connections for Pepe in this episode, being Hannah, Amaya, and Sierra. He comes in immediately, is pulling Hannah for a chat. He said he was here for when he came into the villa, he said he was coming in for Hannah or Sierra specifically. And it's interesting the way that this kind of shook out, because in this scenario, we're kind of getting, Hannah is the person I think that he's more sexually attracted to. Sierra is maybe the person he's more intellectually attracted to. And Amaya is the person maybe he's the most comfortable with. And the person that, obviously, they're both Latinx. So they're both Latina. So I think, that they've got that connection. He's Spanish and Cuban. She's Dominican. I didn't realize she was Dominican. Y'all, as soon as I found out Amaya's Dominican, I was like, oh yeah, all the spice makes complete sense. Love my Dominicans. Love my Dominicans. Some of my good friends are Dominicans. Love my Dominicans. So of course I love Amaya. But there's obviously that comfortability factor there, and that was very apparent in the conversations that Pepe and Amaya had. There was the immediate the comfortability of both of them being of Latin heritage as well. Like, he definitely seemed very comfortable immediately with Amaya in their chats, and I really, really liked that. Hannah, in his chats with Hannah, he just seemed very sexually charged. That's really just the whole situation with that was just very sexually charged, very, very sexually attracted to Hannah, into Hannah, makes out with Hannah in the speakeasy at the end of the episode, all that gigarama. So all that's going on. Wasn't necessarily expecting to see it, to be honest with you, but I'm not surprised. But hey, it is what it is. But I loved the chats that he had with Sierra, I think the most. Simply just because, as he even said, he was very surprised by how into Sierra he was. And obviously he mentioned Sierra as someone he was into coming into the villa, but he said it himself, he was surprised by how much he was enjoying his chats with Sierra. He was enjoying, getting to know Sierra, talking to Sierra. Their connection seemed very instant. And even Sierra was like, I don't need the banter to be good. I don't need the banter to be good. And unfortunately, the banter's great. Because she likes Nick. She likes where she's at with Nick. And I was really happy to hear that from Sierra after this episode. We hadn't really heard a lot from Sierra and Nick since, the Belle-A situation. So I was curious to hear from Sierra herself where she stood on the situation. And I was very happy to hear that, she is very interested in Nick still and likes where she's at with Nick. But I like in this scenario that here they're both getting tested. We talked about over the last couple of days wanting one of Nick or Sierra to get tested. I'm happy in this scenario they're both getting tested. And I'm curious, I think there is a scenario potentially here where both of them could get recoupled, and it would not surprise me in the slightest. I would not be at all surprised if both of them ended up recoupled after this public vote. And I'll talk about the public vote at the end. But yeah, I think all three of these connections are very, very distinct, very, very interesting. Who he would pick is probably not who I think the public is going to pick for him. Because obviously, as we found out, public voting was open. As the public will decide going into Sunday's episode, who the bombshells will be recoupling with immediately. I think that's a fun twist, with how all of the dynamics are going and with how many different connections each bombshell have. I think it's fun at this point to let the public decide. As long as no one's getting eliminated here, I think it's fine. I'm cool with it. So, and I'll talk about who I voted for at the end. But I think all three of these connections are very interesting. I don't know who he would pick if he had the choice. So I'm certainly intrigued to see where his conversations go, where his connections go moving forward, just because all three of these connections seem very, very, on three different points and at three different areas. And I'm like, where is who's going to reach the other points the fastest? I'm curious. I'm curious to find out. But I like Pepe a lot. I like a lot of these connections. And ultimately, I like all three of these women, so I want what is best for all three of these women, for sure. And I want what's best for this woman, and what's best for this woman is Jalen. Period. Point blank. Jalen comes in, and he says that his eye is 100% on Alandria, and Alandria is kind of the only person he has a chat with at all in this episode. He makes it very clear right off the bat from the leather and lace party. They have a chat afterwards. He is interested in her. That is, that is the vibe. That is what he's going for. They talk about both being from a small town. He's from 1,000 population town, which is kind of wild. I don't know where he's from necessarily. I'm so curious. I know he lives in Georgia, but I don't know where, and I'm real curious to find out, more about him. I really like Jalen. I really, 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 really like Jalen. The way that he immediately opened up to Alandria, immediately I'm like, I need Jalen with Alandria, please. Please, I need Jalen and Alandria. Because Taylor is not the man for Alandria. We then knew, now. I need Jalen with Alandria immediately. I need Jalen with Alandria immediately. All of their chats throughout this entire episode were incredible. He is the right person for Alandria, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, he is the one. He's a beautiful man. She is a beautiful woman, and they should be in a couple together. Point blank, and the period. And I can tell she is very into him. And I want her to get some of this big, beefy chocolate man in her life. And I thank you. Alandria, girl, get yourself some of that beef. Get yourself some of that beef. Go on, girl. Go on, girl. I'm happy for you. If the public votes anyone else, I would be surprised, right? Right? Like, who else the public gonna vote for? Hannah? No. Hoda? No. Ain't no. Now, here is the other big question mark as far as what's going to happen with the bombshell voting, because we see Miss Iris putting in the graft, as the Brits say. I really like her as well, because she is out here not unwilling to clock the tea, and I really, 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 really like Iris. The way that she started saying that Jeremiah gave her the ick because he had a hickey all over his neck, and then called what Huda and Jeremiah have going on high school shit. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Like, speaking for what we've all been saying. Iris clocked in. Iris said, I see what's going on. I see what's at. And I love that even then, in her conversation with Jeremiah, she was like, I'm interested in you, but I understand that, like, you got a lot going on. And what was so interesting for me is, even in all of everything that's going on, with Huda complaining about Jeremiah not doing enough, remaking her own breakfast that day, having Taylor help her make breakfast that day, Jeremiah still in his chat with Iris says, yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty locked in. What? Baby. Okay, I understand you're here trying to play the game, but you're not doing it that well. You gotta do it better, honey. You ain't doing it that good. What? I don't know. Try anyway. So we get the most conversations overall on this evening on this episode between Iris and Nick. That's where we get the bulk of the conversations. They're feeling each other. They are feeling each other. I ain't too mad at it. I ain't too mad at it. I ain't too mad at it. I like them. Yeah, I like Iris and Nick together. I think their chats are really fun. I think their chats are really interesting. Everything that they got going on, I think is fun. like I said earlier, I do think with Nick and Sierra, I think they could both get coupled off here in this vote, and it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Because I like the connection that they had. I like the chats that they had. And then the other person that, that has the main chat with Iris is Ace. And Ace and Iris have a pretty decent chat. Like, it's not bad. You can tell that Ace is still very into Shelly. Obviously, she knows where to go home, blah 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 blah. Ugh. 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 I don't like Ace. I like Iris, so I would rather her end up with somebody else is better. But yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah. Just no. Now who she's gonna end up with, who knows? But yeah, it's a wild, crazy time here, up here in the Love Island, in the villa, all that kind of stuff. So obviously we did get the vote for who the bombshells should be recoupled with. I did vote. The obvious one for me, I did vote for Jalen to recouple with Alandria. Duh. I voted for Iris to recouple with Jeremiah for the chaos. Frankly, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I think even if Jeremiah is there to play a game, I think Jeremiah deserves so much better right now than the treatment that Hutta is putting him through. The way that she is treating him is downright disrespectful. I think just every single thing he's done has been respectful to her, and she is just, she doesn't respect him. She's comfortable and therefore thinks that she can control him, and that's not the case. Like, baby, it is day 10. You are in a solid couple. You are not communicating well, and he is recognizing that. And I really appreciate Jeremiah in his confessionals talking about knowing what healthy communication looks like and acknowledging the fact that their communication is not healthy. So I did vote for Iris and Jeremiah to get recoupled, because on the off chance that this means someone gets dumped, I would like to see Hutta get dumped. I would like to see her go. Bye. And for Pepe, I voted for... Who did I vote for? I don't even remember who I voted for. I voted for Amaya. To be recoupled with Pepe. Simply just because I don't want her to be coupled with Ace anymore. And if it is a dumping, I would like Ace to go. So that was my whole situation. Like, the 3 people I would like to go are Taylor, Ace, and Hutta. So that's why I voted the way I did. On the off chance that it is also a dumping. Like, literally the 3 people I don't care for are Taylor, Ace, and Hutta. So in case it's a dumping, I ain't too mad at the outcome. And that's kind of where I'm at. So that's episode 10. A lot of things happened, a lot of great connections. I'm not going to keep y'all too long because it is Saturday. After Sun is coming today. Very excited for After Sun. And we'll have tomorrow's episode to find out who everyone gets recoupled with. I'm very excited to find out. I don't think it's going to be who I voted for necessarily, but I'm certainly intrigued to see the fallout of everything. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I can't wait to see how this turns out. So, thank you for joining me today. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. I want to know what you think of these bombshells, of the stupid Hutta and Jeremiah situation, the love triangle with Austin and Ace and Shelley, everything in between. Make sure to join us. This was our first full week of doing Soul Ties Live, so let us know all your thoughts on that. We will be back on Monday, 2:10 Eastern-ish, to talk all things Love Island. We'll be talking about the Sunday episode, the recoupling, everything in between, so stay tuned for that. We are live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2:10 Eastern-ish, and Friday and Saturday at 6:10 Eastern-ish, talking all things Love Island USA. And we are back with No Invite Needed live for Love Island UK Series 12, Tuesday at 12 Eastern and Friday at 2 Eastern. So make sure to join us for those as well. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug, LanaGCreations@Etsy.com. That link is in the description below, and it's been all on the screen the entire time, baby. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers, Islanders. Have a great weekend.